Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the FPL Lock-In, the stream me and Trigger are doing every Saturday night where we react to the game week as it is on Saturday night. Welcome, everyone. Trig, I'll come to you first, mate. I mean, we were going to have a couple of people on tonight, but it's just me and you. How do you feel the game week has gone so far? It's been pretty hectic, hasn't it?
Game week, hasn't it? It was really great to have the football back, and absolutely fantastic, isn't it? And so much luck and drama. Honestly, I don't know why people go to the theatre when you can just watch the football, because there's just so much drama. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just been on the field stuff. It's been the Palmer thing, which we'll get onto in a bit, and so much drama, as you're saying. Just before we start, please do like and subscribe if you are new around here. In this one, we're going to go over the games that have happened so far, give our brief thoughts on them. You know, look who scored, look who got the bonus points, look who got defensive contributions. Then we're going to have a look at me and Nick's team. Then we're going to have a look at our co-host, one of my regular guest team, Darius, because if anyone watched last week, you will have seen that Darius ripped into me quite a bit, didn't he, Trig? And although I am having...
He ripped into Tottenham as well, didn't he?
He did. And despite the fact I have had an absolutely terrible start to the season, I'm doing better than him. So I'm going to have a bit of a dig at him. We'll have a look.
You said you needed a wild card last week, didn't you?
I know. I think he needs a wild card. We'll have a look at, the games for tomorrow. Pod is just saying there he's 12 million, mate. You're not a 12 million game reg. Yeah, someone's doing even worse than me. Then thanks for. And then Trig's going to talk about something at the end, and we'll maybe do a bit of a Q&A. So before we get going, let's just say hello to people in the chat. Hi, Eddie Paul. He's saying what a naff game weekend for me so far. It's going to be one of those, Trig, isn't it? There's going to be people who've had brilliant game weeks. There's going to be people who've had terrible game weeks. When you got really big scores like the Arsenal and Chelsea one, I think that's natural, isn't it? Hello to Martin, Haaland, captain, what a effing bum he is. Kevin saying, hey, buddy, hope you're well. Hope you are too, mate. Hello to Andrew, Daniel, Big Bernard, and hi, Claire. And, of course, our moderator, Pudno. All right, so let's start by going over the games. So obviously last night we had Chelsea. So I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here, Trig. So I was really stressed out last night. Someone commented on it was actually from our preview stream. So we also do a preview stream called the PubCast at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday for those of you who are new to the channel. And I had a comment on there this morning. You only chose your captain because Andy switched it at the last minute, didn't you? What an embarrassment. And I was like, if that bloke knew what I went through last night. So I basically, it was between Salah and Palmer because those are the only two viable captains that I have in my team. And I was looking, I'm quite open about the fact I look at review and I look at Solia and all that. But I also look at the betting odds. I looked at Rob T's table. I literally went and looked on Odds Checker to see what the various things were. And I was going backwards, forwards. And when that news broke, 10 minutes before the deadline that he was going to be playing on the right-hand side, I did go to Palmer. So I was really, really stressed out about it. And I actually went for a walk for half an hour afterwards because I was so stressed out. And then he come back and find out he's bloody injured in the warm-up 5 minutes before the game. What was your experience like before the game, before we actually talk about the game itself?
The stream, so I didn't get the information that he was changing. I watched Harry's for like 10 minutes and I just wanted to see the captain polls, and I think I looked at Focal's one, and I think Palmer was 62% and Palmer was 38%, so that made me just took the decision out of my hands. Basically, I always go with the top of the poll. But I wasn't privy to that late information. Otherwise, I probably would have changed my captain, to be fair, if I'd known Palmer was going to play on the right. There was obviously a leak that came out, wasn't there, 10 minutes before?
Yeah, I mean, there were people saying it in Andy's chat. And what do you think about this thing that all the content creators got a text? Seems to have started rumours of the cartel again, doesn't it? They all got a text
Well, they
telling them.
did, I think. Yeah, exactly the same time. Every single one of them stopped and said, "Oh, I'll just have a look and check Twitter and all this." And then that's when they got the news. But at least they didn't share it. Or did Andy share it?
Yeah, Andy did, because he literally changed his captain at the last minute. He was like, I think he was getting it from what people were saying in the chat. But anyway, yeah, that was a lot of stress. And I was really annoyed that Palmer didn't start, because the way the game turned out, I reckon he would have had an absolute field day. So let's go over it. So just quickly, goals. Obviously, it was 5-1 to Chelsea. Goals for West Ham, Paqueta with a Diorf assist. 5 different goal scorers for Chelsea: Chalobah, Neto, Enzo, Casado, and João Pedro. João Pedro with 2 assists. You've got him, Trig, and you will get to your team later, but you must be very happy with that. Cucurella, Enzo, and Esteval also with assists. And bonus points went to João Pedro, well out in front. 3 points. Paqueta with 2. Caicedo with the 1 bonus point. And the only defensive contributions was a guard with 12 for West Ham. So, I mean, Trig, I'll come to you. You're the Chelsea fan, and I didn't even have anyone in this match once Palmer was out. What did you make of it?
Fantastic performance, wasn't it? And showed they don't need Palmer. They don't need Palmer.
You reckon, or is West Ham so poor?
Yeah, very poor, weren't they? I mean, look at Sunderland. I mean, they lost to Sunderland 3-0, yet Sunderland were awful today, weren't they? So, but João Pedro, quality player, absolutely quality player, João Pedro. I think he's gone up a level. He's only 22 or 23. And people talk about him like in his Brighton sense, but he's improving. And very, very good player. And the lap wasn't that great. So I think João Pedro, he's going to play. So game week 4 is the only possibility he gets a rest, because he's away with Brazil during the international break. But he probably will be. And but he's fantastic. So I'm very happy with him.
How did the other striker do? The other one you signed in the summer, his name escapes me.
Yeah, not very good. Delap, he wasn't great. He was basically just used as a decoy runner.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
So it's
cultural, wouldn't it?
I mean, a big start to the game week. Just say hello to a few more people. Hi to Colm. Hi to Mark, who's a channel member. Hi to Zykel and Hippies here as usual. Hello, mate. Yeah, so I mean, it was a big start to the game week, and if you had Pedro, I mean, that's going to have made a massive difference. I mean, none of the other guys are really massively owned FPL assets, are they?
No, it's difficult with Chelsea to buy any of them, really, because of rotation.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll move on to today. So we'll move on to this afternoon's match, which, I mean, was this a big shock, Trig? I would say it was a shock.
What shocked me was just how awful Man City were. Yeah. They couldn't even string 2 passes together. They were like trying to pass, and it was going over the sideline, and just absolutely awful.
But there's been a lot of talk about, this being Guardiola's second, rebuilded team. But they lost to Al Hilal in the Club World Cup. All they did last week was beat a terrible Wolves team. I mean, it's very early to be saying that, isn't it? So, I mean,
it was very reminiscent of their play last season when they weren't playing well.
That's exactly what I thought. And I mean, Spurs had a lot of players out as well. So it's 2-0 to Spurs. Goals from Johnson and Palina. Palina, that's the one I say.
He was absolutely fantastic.
He's a bonus points.
People say that they haven't made any signings. But he's absolutely brilliant. And if you want to know what a good defence looks like, look at the defensive midfielders and you get a good idea. And he's going to be great for that Tottenham defence, or Paulinho sitting in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have argued about not picking him because of his yellow card risk, but he's not got booked here.
You don't need to pick him out. You can pick the defenders behind him, and you're still going to benefit from him being in front of them, I think.
Well, yeah. So one of the benefits I had, we'll go on to our teams later, is I had Porro come on for me for Palmer. So it was nice to see him get 5 points because he got booked. So Richarlison there with the assist. Go on, mate.
You talk about the dilemma over captaincy. I had a big dilemma whether to start Anderson or Pedro Porro. I don't know if you had the same dilemma with your...
No, I just went Anderson. I was I was more confident, perhaps misguidedly, that they might do something against Man United than Spurs.
And the great thing was it took it all out of our hands, didn't it? Because we all got Pedro Porro anyway, and then he went and got 5 points.
Yeah, and it's obviously completely rejigged the captaincy because we're all on Vice now. I mean, assume you're Salah as well. Did you captain Salah? You captained Salah anyway, didn't you? Yeah. So
yeah. But I was extremely worried about Palmer.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of equalised the game week a bit, hasn't it? I mean, it would have been like you could have been here sat with a massive haul now if it wasn't for Palmer.
And Spurs,
but, as it is, I mean, nobody's got many captain points.
Yeah, and a lot of people have got Spurs defenders off the bench, as you said to me earlier, because people would have had Romero, they would have had Van de Ven. So they've got points from that as well. So the bonus points were to Helena, Vicario, and Brendan Johnson. And the only defensive contribution here was Romero, who's doing. He's had a good start to the season, hasn't he? With
he has.
I'm guessing was he booked? Oh, of course he was booked, though.
Yeah, he loves the yellow card. That's the thing. That takes away his. Yeah,
it does. But
I don't know if Pedro Porro is the best option. It's hard to know, isn't it? Because they're all different prices. You've got Van de Ven at 4.5.
Yeah.
Then you have Romero at 5.
Yeah.
Pedro Porro at 5.5.
I mean, they're all good options from what we've seen so far, aren't they? Depending where you can fit.
Pedro Porro was on 3 kicks and that, wasn't he?
Yeah. Did you watch this match? What did Haaland? Yeah. Did Haaland get any chances? Was he sniffing about, or was he?
He missed a couple with his head that he possibly should have scored from. So it wasn't great. He nearly got a really good assist, though. He did something good.
Okay.
Assisting somebody else, but he wasn't fantastic. But they didn't have many opportunities. I don't think when Mamouche is there, Mamouche seems to overshadow him. You know what I mean?
He was top of the scout poll this week. Maybe it was Saka. It was Haaland. I'm fairly sure it was Haaland. And then Palmer, and then Salah. Or maybe Saka was second. I can't remember. But it was definitely Haaland at top. Right, let's move on.
I think he was the best captain choice this week, I think, wasn't he, Haaland?
I don't know. I think Saka. If I'd have had Saka, I would have gone Saka. I mean, obviously, he's injured now, but that's the choice I would have made. I think, could I choose anyone in the game? Claire's saying Porro's taking a lot of set pieces. I guess does that for you, evening Niall, does that for you justify the extra 0.5? I don't know. I think if I could go back, I might.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it does.
I might go Romero, I think, if I could go back to game week 1.
Because the defensive contribution points are more reliable, aren't they? And when they're playing weaker teams, they play a back 4, and then Pedro Porro is not attacking. Also, when they buy an attacking midfielder, then he probably won't be on these set pieces, will he? So
no. Okay, so let's go into the Bournemouth match. These 3 o'clock matches were not exactly exciting, were they? So Bournemouth, Tavernier with a goal, Semenyo assists. So anyone who bought him in would have at least got 3 points for that. Red card for Totti of Wolves. I think that was 49th minute. It was early in the second half, wasn't it? Bonus points for Tavernier, Tia Ketty, and Sensi. Gosh knows how you pronounce them. And defensive contributions for the same 2 blooming players whose names I can't pronounce.
Agbird.
Do. So did you start him? I'm assuming you didn't.
No, he was on my bench. I could have had a good bench boost this week.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't they? Including a certain FPLD unit we'll have a look at in a little while.
It's quite encouraging though for Agbedu getting 14, because that's well over the 10 that's needed, isn't it? And I tell you what, I think Senesi is going to be a fantastic pick this season. He's only 4.5 million. Bournemouth's defence is going to be pretty good. They're buying a lot of new defenders. Once they settle in, they're going to be great. And, I bought him in. I'm in a draft league and I swapped him with somebody. So I got Senesi in for this week. And clean sheet, 2 defensive contribution points, a bonus point. I think he's going to be great, Senesi. At 4.5 million. Better value than the likes of these Forest players and that, I think.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed because this was the only attacking player I've had play this game week was Evan Nilsson in this game. And I thought it looked really good against Wolves. So the fact they went down to 10 men with like 40 minutes left, I'm a bit disappointed as a Evan Nilsson owner. And I guess if you own any of them, really, they didn't get more than 1 goal. But I guess...
I was going to buy him at one stage. I nearly bought him for João Pedro after game week 1.
What a nightmare that would have been.
Oh, goodness me.
Right, another bit of a nothing game, at least from an FPL perspective. Brentford versus Villa. So, Dango, is that how I pronounce the name? With the goal, bonus points for Danga, Coyote, and Collins. Dangard. Oh, there's a lot of defensive contributions there, isn't there?
There's hundreds of them. Look at them.
Dango, Damsgaard, Yarmo Leek, Collins, and Van der Berg. That's got to be a record, hasn't it, so far? That's 5 defensive contributions. I assume Villa must have been attacking them a bit then for that. I didn't see the game. Did you see this one, Trig?
Some of it. They didn't do any attacking in the first half. I think the XG for Villa was about 0.15 in the first half. Oh. But maybe in the second half they attacked a bit more.
Yeah.
But see, Damsgaard was back for Brentford, defensive midfielder. Makes all the difference. They're key, those defensive midfielders, and very encouraging for them, isn't it? But there's problems at Villa. Villa aren't right. They've lost all their creativity. They've got no money. They might even have to sell Watkins or Rodgers or. So I'm very pleased I avoided them all, because most people, like content creator types, all went for Watkins and Rodgers, but they've done nothing so far, have they?
Yeah, there was a lot of Watkins, wasn't there?
Down there. Tillman's down there with 3 defensive contributions. He, the models love him, don't they? Absolutely love Tillman. He's like on Solio. He's like one of the top players in the game. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, so let's get on to this game. So the battle of the 2 promoted clubs. Right, and I'm going to call out Darius here. Darius said to me, because I was thinking about bench boosting this game week, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't in the end because Konza got sent off, who would have been one of my bench boosts, and I wasn't going to waste the transfer bringing him out and bringing a defender in just to bench boost. But I actually ended up playing my 2 Burnley defenders who were originally going to be part of that bench boost, Dubravka and Esteve, and what a wonderful result. Steve-O, unfortunately, was going to join us tonight, but who's, of course, a big Burnley fan, said he was absolutely loving this, watching at home. 2-0 to Burnley, so goals from Anthony and Cullen, same people as the assisting each other. Bonus points to Cullen, Anthony, and Ekdal, and defensive contributions for Ekdal, Hannibal, and I don't know if is Anthony a midfielder or a defender. Do you know, Trig?
Read something in the chat made me laugh.
Okay, mate. Well,
who's a defender?
Is Anthony a defender or a midfielder? Because I'm just trying to figure out if he'd got.
He looked like a winger from what I saw of it. He was doing really well. So he took a really good goal.
Okay, he probably missed out on defensive contributions then, wouldn't he? Because he went a hit 12. And also Zaka and Rialdo, the Brazilian. Yeah, Trig, any thoughts on this one? I mean, great win for Burnley. I mean, it just shows as well what we were saying. You put too much confidence into that first game week. It's just one game week, and everyone's going on about how great Sunderland looked and how terrible Burnley looked. And you can't read into anything in just one game week, can you?
I think this entire game week is the lesson we've learned from this game week, I think, is that you cannot take too much account of what first game, because
Exactly.
it's not just this match, is it? It's like Brentford looked awful in the first game, yet they beat Villa 1-0. And even Wolves, down to 10 men, they improved a lot, didn't they? And there's been big difference. I mean, look at Arsenal, Haaland. Man City looked absolutely fantastic, didn't they, after game week 1?
Yeah.
But this week, absolutely awful. So it was definitely too early to start knee-jerking, wasn't it? That's the main takeaway. Like Chelsea as well. Rubbish against Palace. Absolutely awful.
Yeah,
and then put 5 past West Ham.
I mean, even in the international break, it's only 3 games. The international break. I mean, you really need 6, 7 minimum games before you can really start reading into, any real trends, can't you? But Yelena just in the chat, they're saying a Chelsea game was an enjoyable way to start the weekend. I know she's a fellow Chelsea fan along with yourself, Trig. All right, let's get on to...
Very enjoyable.
So, yeah, this was my highlight. The double Burnley clean sheet was my highlight of the weekend because, as I was saying to Trig before we started, I've literally only had 4 players play, so my game week hasn't really started yet. So this 5-0 to Arsenal, Roberto was saying to us, I don't know in our group chat, that the Timber score here was the second highest of a defender in the history of FPL. Don't know if anyone can verify that in the chat, but I'm assuming it would be behind Trent Alexander-Arnold against Leicester 3 or 4 years ago. Do you remember that one, Trig? Around Christmas?
Yeah, I do.
I'm assuming it would be. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Is it 17 points or is it 19? Did he get defensive contributions as well?
Well, you can figure it out as I'm reading things out, Trig. So, Timber with 2 goals. Gyökeres with 2 goals. I finally got it right, the pronunciation. Saka with a goal before unfortunately going off injured. Assist for Calafiori with 2 assists. Timber with an assist, so that's another 3 points. And Rice with an assist. Bonus points to Timber, obviously massively out on front with 3. Gyökeres with 2. And Calafiori with 1 bonus point. And no defensive contributions, Trig. The only defensive contributions were Rodon of Leeds. So, I mean...
2 points, is that right? Was it 22?
I don't know, Trig. I was reading. I was trying to let you figure out. Well, I think Trent had 25, I think, that game against Leicester. I may be wrong. But, yeah. I'll try and do the maths as well, Trig. Talk us through. Did you watch this one? Talk us through what you thought of it, mate.
It was a bit of a massacre, wasn't it? These looked quite good for the first 35, 40 minutes, I thought. They could have had a goal, couldn't they? Struijk nearly scored. But once Arsenal got 2 up, it turned into a bit of a massacre, didn't it? Rice looks interesting on those corners for 6.5. Arsenal scores so many from corners. Timber, I don't know if Timber started game week 1, did he, or whether it was White?
Not sure, man.
Or the Parrot wanted Timber to be in the team, didn't it? But I didn't put it in. The Arsenal striker, I thought in the first half looked pretty rubbishy, but he's got a penalty, so we still don't know if he's on them. I'm guessing he is on them now, but Saka was already off injured by then, wasn't he?
I've just tried to do the maths, which is harder to do on stream than you might think, ladies and gentlemen. I think 24.
Well, you got 10 for the goals, 3 for the assists.
Oh, yeah, 22 then.
6 points is 19, and 3 bonus 22.
22, yeah.
So the chat must know.
That would be, I'll have a look at the chat. That would be, so it's quite a big game. I mean, obviously Odegaard and Saka going off injured is going to significantly dampen owners of, I mean, I guess, well, obviously for Saka, not that anyone owns Odegaard, but I mean, it's not great if you own Gyökeres either. I mean, did it look like a bad injury?
Yeah, well, he did his hamstring, I think. I mean, I've done them myself recently, and that looked like a 4 to 6 weeks hamstring injury to me.
He's never.
I mean, he went on his own. He came to a halt. Yeah, I'd say 4 to 6 weeks.
What about Palmer? I know you did your own video on Palmer earlier. I've not had a chance to watch all of them.
Yeah, Palmer, we don't really know, but apparently he wasn't right for the Palace game either. So he's been carrying a bit of a groin injury. So again, I suspect he'd be rested against Fulham, even if he's questionable. And after the international break, which is great because we get to see this Estevao again, which is good news. So hopefully Estevao is going to start again.
Yeah, you love him, don't
and
you?
he might not. But Fulham won't be an easy match, though. It'll be a lot more difficult than West Ham. But the question is what to do with Palmer. I just do not know yet.
Yeah, Screenvents, do let us know if you have Timber in the chat, anyone. Because I can't think of any teams I've seen with Timber in. Have you seen anyone?
I mean, Timber's got more points than D-Unit. Literally. I mean, because we've got because it's only of a season, everybody that owns Timber will go above us, won't they? Just from owning Timber. So even if there's only like 300,000 own him, they're all going to overtake us, aren't they? Because that's massive, 22 points for one player.
I'm going to do a quick poll click. Are you happy with your Game Week 2 score so far? I reckon it's going to come back something like 50-50 because I think the split is going to be absolutely massive in the community so far because it's all going to depend on whether they've had João Pedro. Well, João Pedro, really. I think that is the big enabler. I guess Gyökeres as well.
Some people might have Gyökeres.
Yeah. I mean, the Saka captaincy is only going to come out at 6 points, so it's not massive.
I think the people that I actually recommended Gyökeres before the season, didn't I? Everyone was going Watkins, and I was saying if I was going at that price point, I'd just get Gyökeres in for the captaincy in Game Week 2. But I didn't do it, of course. But the rubbish fixtures they've got now, though, haven't they? So
yeah. So I
don't know if it's worth it or not getting Arsenal players, really.
Yeah. So let's have a look at our team so far. So I'll read through. We'll look at yours first, Trig. I'll read through yours so far, and then you can tell us how you're feeling, how it's, if you wish you'd bench boosted, because yours isn't bad either. You've got Sanchez on 3, Murillo and Anderson, who've obviously yet to play. Esteve on 6. Parma, obviously injured, is going to come off for... Porro's going to come on for 5 points. Salah, Wirtz, yet to play. Grinders, Reindeers, whatever you say, on 2. Fernandez yet to play. João Pedro with a massive 15-pointer. Strand Larson with 2. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't have wanted to bench me, should you? Because you'd only have 3 players now. Palmer's come off. And Dubravka with 6. The Wolves lad with 4. And
it's still 11 on the bench, which isn't terrible.
It's not terrible. And at least he actually came on, was it 80th minute? I think he did come on for some minutes. So there's a chance the sun to destroy it. What are your feelings on your game week so far, Trin?
I'm pretty happy with it. Not so much for what I've done, that the fact that other people have failed, like Haaland and, well, Saka. I mean, I would have expected more points than Saka. I guess he ended up on 7 in the end, did he? Because he came off before 60. Oh, no, he wouldn't have even got a clean sheet point, would he? So maybe he only ended up on 5.
He's on 6, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, owners wouldn't be that happy with 6, would they? No. So, and of course, Palmer didn't play, so I didn't have to worry about him. So really, it's all on Salah now, isn't it? And I really want to see Wirtz do well because he could become a problem if he doesn't start getting points. But João Pedro, I mean, I was thinking he was my weakest link. And he's gone from my weakest link to my strongest link, hasn't he? So that's always good news. So not too much to worry about with this team.
What are you thinking on Strand Larson? He's not been kicking up trees.
Yeah. No, but I mean, he's only 6.5 million. I mean, maybe I should switch to a 4-5-1 now, GUI's back.
Mm.
Because then if my striker doesn't play, I can always get 1 or 2 off the bench. Do you know what I mean? Whereas before I was playing with no safety net, but there is a little bit of one now.
Yeah.
But I think a 6 million defender would probably outscore Larson, if I went to a 4-5-1 formation.
Yeah.
But
have you got any really early transfer thoughts?
Not really. It's all what to do with Palmer, isn't it? I mean, I'll wait and see what the Man United game's like. If somebody's, if Cunha gets a couple of goals or something, I might be tempted to go for a punt on one of them, make some money, take Palmer out. And we don't really need Palmer till game week 9, I think. I've had a look at the fixtures. And that's when they have Sunderland and all those sort of teams at game week 9. So I probably will take him out. I mean, they've got Brentford after the international break away, and they're away at Brentford. But Brentford didn't look too bad today, so it's probably best to take Palmer out, I think.
I think even if he's just injured for the 1 week, I want to take him out. We've both got 2 free transfers, don't we? I don't know where I'd go to. Like,
that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, could have gone to Saka. Probably wouldn't have done because they've got tough fixtures, but he's injured now. And if I drop right down, like, I mean, do I want Haaland now? I mean, to be honest, I don't think I'd even be able to get Haaland in if I drop Palmer
unless you've got Watkins, then you can't, can you?
No. So I just don't know where to go with him, really. I mean, I guess if you don't have Salah, you could maybe try and bring him up to Salah, but
I think that's why my video on Palmer's been very popular, because people don't know. If you don't own Fernandes, you can just get Fernandes, but if you own Fernandes, then it's very difficult to know where to go, isn't it? No one's shown. I mean, you can't go to Saka now, can you? So I think you're right in that you go down to somebody and then use that extra money. Maybe I should use that extra money to upgrade Strand Larsen to Chris Wood, for example. But I don't really want to use all my transfers up, because it would be so nice over the international break to have 3 free transfers.
That's my instinct as well. But I don't. But if Palmer's ruled out for, I don't know, say a month, you can't really have him on there eating up the money, can you? Even for 1 game week.
I don't think it'd be a month. I mean, really, imagine if we had a midweek fixtures this week and they played against Saturday. People wouldn't bother getting rid of him because they'd go, oh, he's back on Saturday, even though he misses 1 game week. Because it's like in real time, it's like 3 or 4 weeks before his next game. That kind of encourages people. Seems so further away, doesn't it? But he's probably only going to miss 1 game week. I mean, he'll lose 0.1 or 0.2.
I suppose it depends who you have on your who would be coming in from your bench to replace him as well, doesn't it?
I mean, the good news of these new defensive contributions is that you do get more points off your bench now, don't you? I mean, look at my bench here. I've got Agbadou on it with 4 points.
Yeah.
So there's less need to really make a transfer, is there, really?
Yeah.
But I'm more worried about losing 0.2 in value. But, I mean, the reality is if Mbumo or Cunha get lots of points tomorrow, then everybody's going to want them for that Burnley match, aren't they? So, I mean, I'm not against doubling up on Man United, just even as a short-term punt, just for that Burnley match and making a bit of money at the same time.
So who would you bring in? Because you've already got Fernandes.
Whoever scores tomorrow.
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess so. I guess that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Just make some money. I mean, they're going to be so, it's Man United, isn't it? And they've got Burnley next. So whoever scores is going to be an absolute mental bandwagon over the next few days.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, they both did all right in the Arsenal match, didn't they? Cunha and Burma.
That is a problem with them, though, isn't it? They do have bad fixtures after the Burnley match.
So I'll go through my team. So I've got to be honest with you, Trigger. I am got a game week rank. I'll just refresh the page because it may have updated.
I didn't even know there were that many people in the game, Gary.
Look, I've got a game week rank of 9 million. Thankfully, Podner's got even worse. My overall rank is 8 million. But I don't feel that bad about it because I've not really the players that I've had have played, apart from Evan Nilsson, have done all right. So I'll just read through my team. So Dubravka with 6, Anderson and Morello yet to play, Esteve with 6, Palmer obviously out, Pedro Porro coming on for him, same as Trig with 5, Anderson, Fernandez, Salah, who's now going to be my captain, and Wirtz all still to play. Evan Nilsson with 2, Ateta still to play, and then on the bench, Sells, Gay and Konza, who's obviously suspended. So I mean, this is my worst start. I've never been ranked higher than 5 million, Trig, in 10 years of playing, even in game week 1, game week 2. But I don't feel that bad about it. I was annoyed about the Palmer not being fit, but I mean that affected everyone. But yeah, I can't feel that bad about it because my players have returned. The ones that have played so far.
You still have seven to go, and most people have only got 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So
and they're mostly they're attackers.
And your captain, of course.
Yeah.
And I think you're having a good game week, and also you've avoided the injury to Saka, and Ait-Nouri as well is injured, isn't he? So he's another one that's gone down injured. So I don't think you're doing at all bad. And don't forget, you might never have had such a bad start, but everyone's been using their bench boosts and triple captains and all sorts of things. So
it's weird. I just don't feel. Considering it's my worst ever rank, I mean, obviously, when you've been playing the game as long as we have, we generally try and don't panic so much as the younger players like Darius do we? But just get a little knock in there already for him. But I just there's nothing really apart from maybe the decision not to have Reinders in against over Anderson in game week 1. It's not really anything.
No. Anderson's going to have just as many points as Reinders after the.
Well, he's good at this week.
After he played, probably. Yeah. I mean, what's Reinders got? 12 over 2 weeks, so he's only, I mean, Anderson will probably be up around the same mark, and there's nothing wrong with your team.
Yeah. So let's move on to. So anyone who watched last week will have seen. Darius, who is not here tonight, suspiciously Trig, isn't he? He will
Very
be
much so.
He will be on Wednesday, where you can be guaranteed I will be ripping into him. Last week he said to me, "Tell me if I'm wrong, Trig. Gary, I can't do an Australian accent. Gary, you need to wildcard. You need to wildcard. What are you doing in with?" I just didn't defend anyone. What are you doing with Anderson? Reinders is the one you need. The reindeer's going to carry Darius, the unit over. You know what I'm trying to say here. He was basically really digging into me. But in our PubCast league, which you can sign up to using the code or the link in the description of the stream video, is one of the few people who's actually below me. So I'll read through his team. Briefly, I'll probably get a load of stick in the chat now from the Darius cult, as he calls them. 18 points, Sells in goal, De Kuiper, Milenkovic, and Dorgo still to play. Gapco still to play. Saka with 12. Palmer obviously injured. Fernandez still to play, and then this unbelievable strike force of Evan Nilsson and Bowen and Watkins with a combined 6. And he bloody benched Reinders after going on so much about him. He benched him. What was your thought about Reinders? And also, I'll ask you what you think of his team and also benching Reinders. Also, he's got a pretty decent bench boost here, hasn't he? He would have got 8, 16, 19 points. Go ahead, Trig.
Well, this is the trouble. This is the trouble with these no Salah teams and that. He's gone and he's got too much money on his bench. That's why he's got a good bench, because he's got, he's not using his funds very well, is he? I mean, look at all that money wasted he's got in his squad.
And last week he was saying to me, you need more money on the bench. You need more money on the bench. And he said to us yesterday, didn't he, when Palmer in our group chat, when Palmer was out, he went, that's why you put money on the bench, Gary. And then I've got Poirot off for 5 points. So, yeah, I mean, as he said to me last week, thank you for sharing that thank you for sharing the league code in the chat, Podner. I think he needs the wild card here, surely, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's the one that needs the wild card. He's got Saka and Palmer injured. At least he's got a bit strong bench he can use next week.
I mean, to be honest, do you think Saka and Palmer injured for particularly, no Salah drafts or no Salah Haaland drafts, which are the ones like Darius, Steve-O, FPL Nightmare, who have got Saka and Palmer? Do you think that makes it a wild card situation, or am I being hyperbolic there?
I think it's a massive problem because, like, you look at D-Unit's team here, and all the other teams are at Salah and Haaland, and they've all got Fernandes, Palmer, and Saka, haven't they? So where's he going to go? Where do you go from Saka and Palmer? Because you've already got Fernandes.
Well,
apart from getting Salah in, give up and get Salah.
I know, yeah, but then that would be completely against his mantra. It would be the same for Andrew, wouldn't it?
Or get Haaland. But if you get Haaland, that takes even more transfers, doesn't it? So because you need 3 transfers to do that. Get rid of those 2 and get Haaland in.
Who's Man City got next week? You know?
I think they've got a couple of tough fixtures coming up. It might be Brighton away next week, and then they've got a couple of Man United, I think, and Arsenal away. So they're not great.
I mean, if you were to wildcard, if it was pressing an issue, would you be tempted? I'm just thinking. I'm not talking just about Darius here, but in general, would you be tempted to leave it? Just try and get through game week 3 to the international break, and then hit it then when there's going to be a lot more information.
No way I'd wildcard this. You know what I'd do? It looks pretty simple to me. I'd take out Saka, replace him with Salah, take out Palmer and replace him with a 7 million mid, someone like Semenyo or
you've only got
Eze, maybe. Eze or anybody,
You won't have 7 million, you'll only have 6, wouldn't you? Saka's 10.
What do you think? 20.5 you get, won't you, for those 2? So 20.5. How much? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you only have 6.
Maybe Anderson. Darius could get Anderson.
There's no way. Darius Dean, if anyone doesn't watch, hates Anderson. He hates anyone's name that sounds anything like Anderson, doesn't he, Trig? Yeah, all right. So that's a little nice little dig there at Darius. So I'll get my own back from when he was picking on me last Saturday when I had a terrible hangover.
I'll tell you what, though, if Salah does score, that's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to wild card into our teams, aren't they?
Probably, yeah. Well, let's have a quick look at our PubCast league. Looks like it's updated as well. And have a look who's on top there. We've got Wiley Wickham, who's on 54. Oh, look at this, Trig. He's played a free hit.
Who has?
This person who's top of our league, Riley Wickham.
Well, hasn't done very well on his. Very well on his.
Is that an Australian flag or new NZ? That's straight.
Hey, where?
There.
Let me have a look.
Top left. It's Manly's year.
Oh, it's got a star underneath. I should know this because I'm in New Zealand.
Oh, Bennett, you don't know. Am I going to know? All right, he's from the
Southern Cross. I think that's the New Zealand flag.
How long have you lived in New Zealand? You don't know their bloody flag, for God's sake.
Well, one of them's got an extra star on it for like the Southern Cross. I can't remember if it's us or them.
Oh, is that the only difference?
I think so.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's on a free hit anyway. It's worked. He's on a 700,000 game week rank. I mean, he has had a lot of players play.
What?
700,000 game week rank. Sanchez with 3. Munoz still to play. Gabriel 6.
He's got Gorkias.
Yeah, Cucurella 5. Semenyo 6. Palmer obviously injured. Verts to play. Saka with 6. Watkins 2. Evan Nilsson 2. I mean, basically, nearly all of his points have come from Gyökeres, haven't they? and then Dubravka.
That's the whole point now, isn't it? That's the whole point of playing your free hit in game week 2 to get those Arsenal players, isn't it? So it's kind of very annoying about the Saka injury, though.
It is, but it's worked. It's worked for Riley, hasn't it?
I think Fergie was using the same strategy, wasn't he? He got like 28 points for his game week 1 bench boost. I think he was going to free hit this week and wild card next week.
And wasn't it Shane who came on from the double pivot, who came on the pubcast a couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? He was free hit game week 2 and then he was going to wild card game week 3, wasn't he? Remember? I don't know if he changed his plan. I mean, do you think this justifies? I know it's very early because like my team could catch up with this, couldn't it? If Salah goes off, Yeah.
I mean, Salah's the key, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's always the key every week to these sorts of things, isn't it?
It's great that this is why you leave your captain to the last game, isn't it? Because you've got hope for the entire weekend.
I'll ask you a question. Do you think Steve, I noticed, did the Elite FPL did a short. He's loving making shorts in a minute about how annoyed he was that Palmer was injured. Not because Palmer was injured as such, but because it meant anyone who'd captained him was going to be lucky and get their vice captain and someone off the bench. What's your views on that, Trig? I think that's nonsense, to be honest. But that's why we have vice captains in the bench.
Yeah, I mean, you're not lucky having a player injured, are you, really? But we don't know. Palmer would have got points. Anyway, everything would have been different if he'd played, wouldn't it? So I was a bit annoyed. He didn't play 1 minute and then have a injury. Just to teach Andy and all them a lesson for swapping their captain at the last minute.
Okay, all right. So let's have a quick look at live rank and who's playing tomorrow, what their ownership's like, and then we're gonna move to something Trigger wants to talk about. And
I've got something to talk about in a sec. It's you're gonna have to do this on it because I've got to go to the Kazi. I'll be back.
Go on, mate. I'll refresh this. Yeah, we're also gonna take some questions in the chat. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the chat. All right, so players still to play. So we got we can still effectively hurt me. Well, it's not that many. Most of the top home players are played. So the only teams of threats around your rank: Sells, Pickford, and maybe it's because my rank is so low. Viewers, Sells, Pickford, and Becker. Let's have a look at more generally who's still to play. So obviously we've got Liverpool, Etatike, who is on 21%. Bloody hell, that's gone up a lot, hasn't it? Van Dijk on 22%. Sells on 18-ish%. And Burma's up to 13%. There's not as many threats as I thought there was tomorrow. Can we just have a look at tomorrow and Monday's game streak? Maybe that's the best way to do it rather than looking at live rank.
There's not many threats left. Everyone's shot their bolts already now.
Well, I've still got half my bloody team left. So
I know, that's why you're doing well. I don't know. Oh, Mateta's a threat to me.
Well, potentially doing well, Trig.
Oh, well, and Chris Wood, of course.
Potentially doing well. They need to actually bloody do something, don't they? So, before we get on to the thing you want to talk about, Trig, what Crystal Palace Forest tomorrow? I mean, I was so pissed off last week when they threw away that clean sheet against Brentford, because obviously I've got... Well, actually, no, I haven't got triple. I've only got 2 Forest this week because I've benched Sells. What do you see happening in this one? I can see...
Difficult game, isn't it? They've lost Eze now, haven't they?
Exactly. So... Do you reckon that's going to zap their confidence or morale?
Not only that, they played the entire first team in the conference game, and they only won 1-0 in the Conference League. And that was only yesterday, wasn't it, or the day before? So I'm hoping Chris Wood doesn't score, but I'd much rather Chelsea had played them this week than last week, because I think Palace are going to be much easier to beat this week than they were then. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, I think, would depend on the mood, won't it, after Eze's left? I mean, I can see them feeling a bit crestfallen, and Forrester had such a good start. I see this being probably 2-1 to Forest, something like that.
What about Palace's Forest mood, though? Because the manager is apparently on the verge of being kicked out.
Why? I do not understand. I've heard that. Why?
He's fallen out with the owner. I'm not sure why, but
that's ludicrous. They had the best season in what? 25 years last year. They started this season. I mean, if they get rid of him, that is absolutely stupid from the owners. Everton versus Brighton.
They won last week, didn't they? So what's the owner got to complain about?
I don't know. Who is their owner? Is it American or?
I don't know who he is. I don't know what it's about, money or whatever it is. So who knows?
So what about Everton, Brighton, Trig? Any thoughts on this one? I mean, I guess this is somewhat relevant. People have still got Ndidi and Tarkowski.
I think it's got 1-1 written all over it, hasn't it? That match.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Everton might keep a clean sheet in that one. I don't know what it is. I've just got a feeling.
We don't want Ruta to score. No, not Ruta. Yeah, Ruta. We don't want him to score, do we? Or Ndai. Or we don't want Tarkowski getting clean sheets. And
why did PL put his actual name on there? Why have they got Jorginho or whatever his Greek name is? Like, if everyone knows someone by something, just put their actual name that everyone knows them by on the website. Do you know what I mean?
Ruta's a lot easier, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's easier for us to pronounce as well. Fulham, Man United. I mean, I've got a bit of I've got two players in this. I've got Fernandes and Anderson. I don't know. I'm sort of hoping for a decent game here. And I mean, Man United, a lot of people, I didn't watch the game, a lot of people saying they looked pretty good in game week 1 despite losing to Arsenal.
I'll be very disappointed if Anderson doesn't get the contribution points in this one, because you'd think he's going to be busy. But again, though, game week 1, Man United looked good, didn't they? But it's only one game. Could end up like Man City. You know, we could get the old Man United back, but are absolutely hopeless. We just don't know yet, do we? But I think we're all going to be watching this quite closely to see who we can bring in for Palmer. Oh, I'll tell you who I'm thinking of bringing in for Palmer. Gordon or Elanga, because Newcastle have got 2 fantastic fixtures coming up next. And I'm really interested in those 2 as well.
What did you think about chat yesterday?
I can't hear you. Your sound's gone.
Oh, God.
Can you hear me, Gary? Oh, shit.
Should be back. Should be back on now, Trig. It's a loose USB connection. Sorry for the. I was saying. Yeah, it was me, mate. This USB connection for this bloody expensive mic keeps coming under.
Is that your Yeti?
Yeah.
The worst thing about them, is the cable. Honestly,
ridiculous.
It's such a beautifully designed thing with a rubbish cable. And
that's why you're on your headphones.
That's why I'm not using it today.
Anyway, what I was going to say, when Nightmare told me in our chat that he captain Gordon, I thought he was joking, but obviously, evidently, he's not. Is he doing it for views? Is he? What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a Newcastle supporter. Gordon's playing up front as a striker. Liverpool conceded 2 goals to counter attacks in game week 1. Gordon's nice and quick, so why not? It's a good week for a differential, isn't it?
Well, he's not going to be hurt by Palmer.
Differential captain. Exactly. It's not done him any harm, is it? Unless Salah goes off. But he doesn't even own Salah, does he? So
no, he doesn't.
I don't know. Does he own Saka?
Not sure.
It's it'd be strange if he owns Saka.
Yeah, it'd be strange to captain Gordon, I'd say. I mean, he was saying he reckons they're going to beat him 5-0. Anyway, final game, Newcastle versus Liverpool, which Andrew predicted Newcastle were going to win 5-0. I mean, I really need Liverpool to do something in this one, and Salah and Wirtz in particular. You remember the great games that we used to have? Because I'm a Newcastle fan for anyone who's new to the channel. You remember them 4-3s back in the 90s? So one of those wouldn't go amiss. Newcastle win 4-3 and Salah gets a hat-trick with 3 Wirtz assists. And Gordon doesn't score. What do you reckon, Trig?
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about Salah as Wirtz is the one that I really want to get points, simply because he's going to become a problem otherwise, isn't he? He is going to become a bit of a problem. And there aren't that many places to go in midfield now. Like I said, that's why I'm interested in Gordon and Elanga, because you look at the fixture list and Newcastle's fixtures are suddenly starting to open up, which is probably why Andrew's bought Gordon in, isn't it? Whereas Man United, they've just got that one good fixture against Burnley, and then it's back to horrible ones again.
It is, yeah. All right.
I tell you what, though, they could do Man City, though. They're playing them in a week or two, I think. So, maybe Cunha or someone could be good against Man City.
Yeah. So, Craig, do you want to load your...
Yeah. Now, I've got some... Well, first off, we'll talk about luck, because I think this week has been so much luck involved, hasn't there?
Craig, while you're saying that, I'll say the result of the poll, in the poll now. It's pretty 50-50 in terms of what we were talking about with luck. It's not come up in my bloody chat, but it was 53, I think. 52% not having a good game week. 47% yes. So it is pretty split, and it is largely down to luck, I think, in terms of just to feed into your narrative, mate.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Palmer thing, everything this week has been very, very luck-based, hasn't it? And I think we were having a chat on the group the other day about the role of luck and how people are lucky and all this sort of thing, weren't we? So those of you that follow my channel will know that I've set up a content creator league, and people were saying it was random. I think, was it you, Gary, or Andrew, or somebody was saying...
I was arguing. I was
very random.
Yeah.
And that I said that I could pretty much predict who was going to come where in the league this season, didn't I? And you said, no way would that be possible. So what I've done is I've gone and put them in order of where I think everyone's going to finish this season. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. And I must apologize to any of you content creators watching. If you're near the bottom, don't get upset. Honestly,
have you loaded it?
Honestly, I think you're all going to finish in the top 100K, and you're all fantastic managers. So if you're bottom of this list,
have you loaded it? Because you can't put it on the screen. I have to do it. But have you loaded it up?
Oh, yeah, it's the screenshots there.
Okay, all right.
Can you see it?
Yep. So remove and add to stage.
Right.
Oh, you're taking the odds out, though, I see.
Right. What odds? What odds, Gary?
There were never any odds. I never saw any odds. So talk us through it, though, Trig. We'll talk us through it. It's your prediction.
Yeah, this is the content creators in the league that I monitor when I do my Saturday reviews and everything, and I put them in order of where I think likely finishes are, and because I wanted to see if it is in fact luck or not, because I said to Gary that I thought I could predict pretty much where people finish, because it tends to be the same every season. And Gary thinks FPL is a lot more random than that, and luck, etc., means that the cream doesn't always rise to the top. So I put them down here in my list. I put General last because he's using that strategy of no Salah and no Haaland this season, isn't he? So you'd think he's going to end up last.
Oh, that's why you've got him last. I was wondering why you had him last. Why it's add,
I don't know.
Why it's add second from bottom, I wonder, Trig.
Well, because that's where he normally finishes. So I just put him. Oh no, he's a top manager. He's a top manager. I think he'll end up in the top 100k. But I expect these ones.
Yelling and shouting to us now. Come and look at where she's still in the chat. Come and look where.
Az, come downstairs. Az, quick. Look what Trigger's doing now.
And you got Let's Talk FPL Andy down in 11th as well.
Yeah, that's on his previous history too. But I think I think these four at the top. I mean, I put myself fifth. I probably should have put myself a bit lower. But I think the four at the top will probably end up in the top 20, 25k. Like they do most seasons, don't they? So, and then it's going to be tight between the rest of us, I suspect. But I think even general, I wouldn't be surprised if he finished in the top 100k this season, even though he can't pick Salah or Haaland. It's probably a blessing.
S.A. Paul, evening Harry Dawson. S.A. Paul is saying, where is Raptor on the table? And I have an even crucialer question. Where is FPL Have a Beer on the table?
Well, FPL Have a Beer got kicked out, and so did FPL Nightmare and a few others, because people were saying the league was getting too big and they just wanted the very well-known names on it. I wanted you guys in it, but the audience... Do you want to do a quick poll? Do you want to do a quick poll and ask people who they think will win out of these ones?
I can't.
Set a poll out.
I'm not going to put in 13 options, Trig. That will take forever.
No, just put in the first 4 or 5.
Okay.
However many you're allowed to do. But because you look at this week and there's so much luck involved with Palmer and everything else. But I love weeks like this because these are the sort of weeks where it's how you react to this sort of thing that is important, isn't it? And I know before game week 1, people could just copy these players. But once the season starts, it becomes more difficult and you're kind of left on your own a bit, aren't you? And that's when people start to fall by the wayside. And you're a psychologist, so you know about human nature and all of that sort of thing and how difficult it is to change.
Can I do 4?
So like people that always take too many hits, always going to take too many hits, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's difficult to overcome their natural impulsiveness and all that type of thing.
Well, the argument I had against something that we won't talk about, but the way that you can predict FPL men, I mean, of course you can on your record. You can base something on the record, and Andrew FPL Nightmare made the point that there is some temperamental parts of playing FPL, like emotional regulation, and as you say, not knee-jerking, and the strategy, which obviously involves general intelligence, like when to play your wildcard. But as we said, in a game where you can literally just copy another content creator's team or completely base your decisions on something like FPL Review, and a manager could go, I could finish 10 million for the last 20 seasons, and then all of a sudden decide this season I'm going to start copying Ben Krellin's team. How can you account for that? You know what I mean? You can historically take into consideration people's past ranks, but it's difficult to predict something which is based, people can use any method to choose their teams, and it can change on a season-by-season basis. Do you get what I mean?
It's true. I mean, it's quite hard to copy them as such because they're going to make transfers at some stage before you can. Oh, I guess they don't now, though, do they? A lot of them only make late transfers now, don't they? Which makes them easier to copy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like what I used to do is I'd make a transfer on the Wednesday night just before a player's price rose and then tell everyone the following day. So then they couldn't copy. But when everyone's making their transfer now live on stream, it probably is easier to copy them, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you, after I watched,
literally copy them?
Did you watch the Andrews video? Because obviously he's got a even bigger version of these leagues, hasn't he? Whereas about 40 of us in there. And do you know when he was going, I want to improve these players? I don't know why. He's Irish. Andrew is Irish now, by the way. If you want to improve these, I want to make them better players. I want to get them to believe. And I was after watching it. I said to him, it's probably my favourite video he's done since he's been in content. I was like, yes, I'm going to win FPL this season. So Ben is currently ahead with 41%, Praz 29, Harry 18, Fabio Borges on 12%. By the way, do vote. I'll leave the poll open for another couple of minutes, and do get your questions in there. Cat, we'll be doing some questions before we go. Yeah. Any more thoughts on this clip? Where do you think Mark will finish? Do you reckon he will do better because he's now not creating content, or worse?
Interesting one, isn't he? He's an interesting one because he no longer has the pressure of, apart from me putting this on here and a few other people probably monitoring his teams, he's got a bit more privacy to do what he wants. He's not under so much scrutiny, is he? So it's very interesting having him in. He's, for me, because like all the others are just all the same, aren't they, really? Which is why I wanted you and Nightmare and that on.
Yeah. Steve actually went into an impassioned on one of his Patreons saying there was a question about it, saying why did Trig get rid of, not me, but Darius and Nightmare, and he was saying, I was very annoyed with you weren't names. He doesn't name people or anything. Why did he do that? But he basically did it because you couldn't fit them in the league. Is that right?
Yeah, it got too big. And then I started getting all these content creators wanting to join, and and just too many, because I go through their moves every week on my review, and it would just take too long.
So I'm going to close the poll in 1 minute. I don't know. I mean, is Ben Cran actually top of the Fantasy Football Scout Hall of Fame now? Someone told me that.
I don't know if he is. I think there's some people we never hear of that have got very, very good ranks.
Yeah,
but
you can have a look, I guess.
But these guys are pretty good. So it's going to be interesting to see, isn't it, come the end of the season? I'm predicting that everybody, at least 10, I predict at least 10 get in the top 100K this season. Yeah,
I mean, I'll be disappointed, despite currently being ranked 8 million, if I don't get into the top 100. So I'm going to close the poll. So we've got Ben is the outright favourite at 40%, Praz at 22%, and Harry and Fabio at 18%.
That's interesting, because that's the same order that I've put them in, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that may have biased it a bit. What do you call it? Fantasy Football Scout Hall of Fame, is it? Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
It comes up.
The FPL GameWeek have got one as well, haven't they? Like a different. There's quite a few different ones floating about. I didn't put Raptor in it because I just can't put them all in it, So.
So Tom Dollymore.
I wanted to put Oscar in, but I couldn't find his rank, and I was too lazy to search too far. But I couldn't find his team.
Well, the only two people in it are Ben Crellin and Fabio. Ben Crellin at 2, Fabio at 4. I can't even see Praz or who was the other person.
Harry must be fairly high up, mustn't he?
I can't see him in here, and this includes last season.
I mean, Fabio was number 1 for 3 or 4 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Mark Subbins for a long time, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't.
No, he's never been number 1.
Was he not?
I
thought he was number 1.
It was Villa Ronchi, for people who remember him.
Yeah, I remember him. Anyway, Trig, so we get on to some questions. So if you've got any questions, please leave them in the chat. Please do like, by the way, to help get the stream out there, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I saw one earlier. What to do with Aston Villa assets? Trig, what do you reckon?
If you've got them, I think you hold them. You reluctantly hold them, unless, of course, you're desperate to get Haaland, in which case you do Palmer out and Watkins out and get Haaland in. He wasn't great today, Haaland, but you've got to think it's difficult though, isn't it, with Man City?
Yeah.
Difficult. And he is over. Is he overpriced, Haaland? I don't know. I don't think he's a very good captain for the next few weeks. So I think game week 6 is when you. I think if you monitor till game week 6, then we're going to know what Man City we've really got. I think, aren't we?
I predicted that if Haaland didn't come in at 13.5 or less, no one would own him. And as soon as he came in at 14, I had absolutely no interest in him at all. What about looking at my team? What about Villa defenders, Trig? I mean, my rotation with Anderson works quite well, I think.
I don't think you want to be replacing defenders. Yeah, I saw Konsa was very good in a lot of defensive rotations, wasn't he?
He was.
He actually rotates well with quite a few different teams. I think Fulham as well.
Review loves Matty Cash at the moment.
Oh, does it?
Not sure why. Yeah, I think he's the highest rated, 4.5.
You know what you were saying about people copying Review in that? I don't think they're good enough to really propel you too well. Just blind copying.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Zayek was saying, channel member, please check join if you want to check out channel memberships. Saying Mbermo, Kudos, or Casado to Palmer for me, Craig. What do you reckon for that? I mean, Casado's he suddenly shot into. I mean,
he scored a goal this week. That's why, but he's not going to score another one. That was just a fluke.
I know, but considering the interest Anderson had when Casado was top of the defensive contributions, we're a little bit surprised there wasn't more vibe about him coming into the game.
And he played every single match for Chelsea, didn't he?
Exactly,
and he plays 90 minutes normally. Yeah, you'd think he'd be just as good as Anderson. But everyone just focused on that one player, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's the internet for you.
Mohamed's saying Rogers to Brendan Johnson, I think he means. Bit knee-jerk, I'd say, Trig.
Yeah, Brendan Johnson. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is knee-jerk. I mean, Tottenham have got some great fixtures coming up. I think the thing is, once Champions League starts, it's going to get tricky, isn't it? Because I'd quite like to get Richarlison instead of Strand Larsen. But once the Champions League starts, I imagine Solanke and Richarlison are going to be taking it in turns, probably, to start. So, but Johnson was good last season, wasn't he, early on? And Kulusevski's out. But like you said, it could be a bit knee-jerk, but he does finish quite a bit, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Spurs got some lovely fixtures, haven't they?
I'd say he'd be pretty nailed on, wouldn't he, Brennan Johnson? You'd think that team that won today is their first team, isn't it now?
Is Kulusevski out for the entire season?
He's out until January at least, I think.
Didn't he have a similar injury before? Tends to be quite unlucky with injuries.
He was supposed to be coming back in the autumn, but it's extended.
Yeah, maybe.
But Tottenham could, of course, be buying some more players yet, couldn't we? Which is another reason why you have to be a little bit. Another reason why we should maybe save our transfer on Palmer. Do you think?
Maybe. And also, look, Rod is his fixtures of the next 5. Crystal Palace at home, Everton away. Okay, Sunderland away, Fulham at home, Burnley away at home. Sorry, I wouldn't be selling Aston Villa players. I wouldn't be selling Aston Villa players.
They've got very good fixtures. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next remaining days of the transfer window, isn't it? Because they might have to sell somebody. They can't buy anyone. They haven't got any money. But there is talk of a striker coming in. They were looking at Jackson, weren't they? So if that happens, then that counts against Watkins even more, doesn't it?
Home is saying, in your list of predicted finishes, why is there a gap between Ben Crellin and Big Man Bakar?
I thought it was funny, wasn't it? How I think they obviously agreed to have different captains this week to show off the copiers. And it backfired because they've now got the same captain again, haven't they? Because of the injury to Palmer. So they're still identical. So we're going to have to find another way now to stop the copying accusations. It's going to be interesting how he does that, isn't it? Because maybe the Palmer injury. Maybe they'll come up with different solutions to the Palmer injury.
Yeah, Tabletop Journeys is saying FPL is a bit like gambling. It's more luck than skill, in my opinion. Captain picks and triple captain picks have such a big impact. I agree, Tabletop Journeys. Trig?
No, I don't agree. I mean, individual game weeks and that are, aren't they? And the short term, but in the long term, it's always the same players that end up near the top.
It is, but certainly at this stage of the season, it can feel like it kind of after just
I mean,
2 games.
you can have a bad season. I mean, we all have bad seasons, don't we?
Yeah.
Where it all goes wrong. But generally speaking, you know, I mean, we're always going to be hovering around that top 1% mark.
Marv is saying thoughts on selling Saka to Gibbs White. I mean, surely I would say, Marv, it depends what you're going to do with that money. Trig, thoughts? I mean, Forest have...
He wouldn't be my choice, but
who would be?
Would be. Yes. Actually, Roger, even like what I said about Villa, like, maybe Kudos, I think. Maybe Kudos.
I mean, Forest have got some beautiful fixtures. Well, look at that. You couldn't really get, apart from Arsenal, they've got West Ham at home, Arsenal away, Burnley away, Sunderland at home. I mean, you couldn't really get rid of the Arsenal one. You couldn't really ask for 3 better fixtures at the moment, could you, than those 3? I mean, I guess you could have Burnley at home, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm all for getting on Forest at the minute. Quite tempted to go.
But is Morgan Gibbs White the best one? I mean, they've just got to sign a load of midfielders, haven't they? So we don't really know how we're going to set up. The manager could be gone by tomorrow. And Kudos to me looks for simple, easy option. You know, they've got good fixtures. He's playing well. I mean, all that, or take a punt on a Man United short-term punt for the Burnley match. But, you know, for longer term, I think Kudos or even Semenyo still, or one of those sort of players.
Yeah. Another question from... Oh, I've lost it. Top Journeys. I'm still unsure what this ranked table, it's talking about your content creator names, is telling us about FPL skill / luck. Right. I mean, my argument is...
Well, what it's telling us is that I can predict where they're going to finish, and we'll see at the end of the season how accurate it is. Because if you can predict where people are going to finish, that proves pretty much that it's a game of skill, doesn't it?
Well, we should come back to it at the end of the season and see how accurate your predictions are, Trig. That would be an interesting thing to do.
I should have put myself lower down because I put myself under pressure now.
Were you in it?
Going to end up.
Where were you?
Yeah.
You fifth. Golden Bennett, you. I thought I wasn't going to have to put up with any egotistical pricks this week with Darius not on, but you've proved me wrong. I'm only joking, mate, obviously.
I was level. Look, I'm on 10%. You look at the top right-hand side, and I'm level on 10%. I put myself level with Mark and Bakar.
Fair play. Mark saying, do we usually see the most player changes during the first international break? Well, historically, Mark, yes, definitely. But I've heard people say, I mean, I haven't wildcarded in the first international break Trig for many a year, but I've heard people say it's not as what's the word?
No, it's not.
No.
It's a rubbish week. Traditionally, the best week to wildcard is this week, between game week 2 and game week 3. That's always been the week with the most price changes because everybody's still engaged. A lot of people have realised that they've had an awful start and it's all going wrong, like it is, you know, with Palmer, Saka, all these sort of things. And it's also a week when there's a lot of players that are near to tipping point in prices. So if you want to make money, this is the week to do it because, you know, for the international break, it doesn't work because everybody goes first couple of days there are price changes, and then it just completely dries up because everyone goes away from FPL and does other things for 2 weeks.
But a lot of people probably
But,
go on holiday, don't they? End of
Yeah,
August.
this is a week. This is a week to make money. If you want to do an aggressive wild card, this is the week to do it.
Would you do it purely based on money? I wouldn't.
No. I mean, I'm quite happy with my team this year. You know, I mean, I thought I'd been stupid in getting João Pedro because he was a minutes risk, but it turns out I wasn't stupid after all.
No.
You know, so I've got basically nothing to worry about. I mean, Wirtz now is the only one I'm a bit concerned about, but you know, that's no reason to wild card, is it?
No. I don't know what Zykel's been saying in the chat, but Screaming Vent saying, I want some of what Zykel is smoking, and Hippie saying, I've got some too. So we've got no more.
Smoking a top 1% joint.
Top 1%. We're both in the top 1%, aren't we, Trig?
Yes, you can give it to me that I can put it in my herb.
Tell us what that is, Trig. You showed me that after we were streaming the other day, didn't you?
That's for my medical supplies.
Medical, yeah, medical. So we haven't got any more questions, Trig. We'll go for another 5 minutes. If you've got any questions,
give us
put them in the
questions,
chat,
people.
Because otherwise, I think we'll probably wrap up. Yeah, I mean, what do you know what your game overall rank is, Trig? I mean, I
oh God, I'll go and have a look.
Despite it being my lowest ever
FPL team.
Despite it being my lowest ever rank, I honestly, possibly because I'm having the pleasure of streaming with a lovely Trig every week. I'm honestly not feeling that bad about it. Like,
I'm enjoying the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not at all concerned, especially after last season where I was about 5 million after 10 weeks. And I ended up finishing in the top 30K. So, like, why worry? Do you know what I mean? It's like these weeks.
8,600,000 I'm Trig. But I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. I'm really not. Go on, mate. So.
Oh, I'm 3,800,000. I've hardly got a green arrow, and that was with João Pedro's points.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I mean, so many people are using chips, but just treading water's good at this stage. Do you know what I mean? And I think you're having a perfectly good week this week with 7 players still to go.
Well, yeah, it's going to depend on how they go. But it's the same kick. I was 5 million until Christmas last year, and I ended up 2 points at the top 100,000. Don't get me wrong, it's not where I wanted to finish. I wanted to be in the top 10K where I'd been the previous 2 seasons. But, you know, just about not panicking, isn't it, at this, stage of the season?
This is it. It's how you react, isn't it? I mean, you saw people panicking after game week 1. 350,000 people took out João Pedro after game week 1.
350,000, bloody hell.
Yeah. And then he gets 15 points. And, I mean, the only people who were right to panic were the people who took out West Ham players, I guess. But everybody else, I mean, a lot of the teams have turned it round, haven't they? A lot of people panicked thinking they had to get Reinders in. You know, admittedly, we were all fueling the fire, weren't we? Telling everyone how good he was. But, I mean, no one's essential. No, you know, you've got to give it time. And I think it's great this week that the players that did well in game week 1, like Haaland, haven't done well this week. So imagine if Haaland had got another brace today.
Yeah, everyone would be.
I mean, there'd have been huge gaps opening up, wouldn't there? And we really would be getting worried then, I think. You know, you would be getting worried, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and a couple of...
But no one's really getting away from us, are they?
No, and I could be, if I got, I don't know, 20 points on top of this, I could probably be about where you are in the world. You know, it really makes no difference. We've got a couple of questions. Hi, Paul, who's a member. channel member. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but Zykel said, Claire said, LOL, Zykel.
Enjoying it. They're enjoying it in the chat. I like that. It's a nice lively chat. Look at all those emojis.
I know. Claire said, didn't Zykel say needs a psychologist earlier? And Zykel saying, madness and genius. Is there any difference, Claire? Michael saying thoughts on Richarlison.
Yep, I think I said before, didn't I? He's absolutely fantastic. But the problem is, once Champions League starts,
when's Slanky back?
Bro will be taking it in turns. He's back now, but he's just not. He's not first choice anymore.
Really? Do you reckon?
Yeah. But once the Champions League starts, I reckon they're going to be taking it in turns, aren't they? So it wouldn't take much. I mean, for 6 million, I think he's only 6 million over Charleston. He could well be worth it. I'm not going to put people off, but you just got to be aware that Solanke is there and they do have Champions League. Someone's asking what our best ever finishes are, Gary.
Not as good as Trig's. Mine is, I think, 3,100, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it, in this day and age? Because my best is 35th, but that was quite a long time ago.
That's better than mine, yeah. Yeah, I've had, unfortunately, until I opened this YouTube channel, I had basically 2 top 10Ks. I mean, officially, I didn't have 2 top 10Ks because the second one I was like 2 points outside the top 10K. And then last season, when I opened the channel, I was outside the top 100K for the first time in years. And then in the second season, when I'm actually creating different types of content where my rank matters, I've had my worst ever start to the season. But you can't make these things up. You can't get bothered by them, can you, Trig?
Honestly, last season I was 5 million after about game week 10. I played a game week 4 wild card, and my wild card got me 22 points, and I was 10 million game week rank when I played my wild card. Complete disaster, absolutely shocking, and still ended up finishing 30k. So the season doesn't even start before Christmas. You know what I mean?
No.
So no need to get. But if you don't think like that, if you do take it too seriously now, I think you can overmanage, can't you? Overmanage. Like an example would have been if I'd taken out João Pedro for Evan Nielsen after game week 1. It would have been as overmanagement, but would have cost me 15 points. So don't go chasing after players. Everyone says be patient and that, but it's probably true, isn't it?
It's true. It's just, but early season is the most difficult time to deal with that. Once we get to about game week 6 or 7, we're in a routine. It becomes easier to just wait until the deadline. But there was a lot of stuff last week. Like Andy did that. Let's talk FPL. Andy did that. Rather different video for him, didn't he? Which
yeah, on the couch.
Yeah, but what he said there, it's perfectly cool. Just don't panic. Just chill out. Basically, that's the main. I know it's very difficult to do, but that is literally the best advice from. I'm not going to call myself Ledger Manager because I'm not. Although I am a top 1% player, but Trig, who is a top 0.1% player, I'm sure would reflect the same things.
I really enjoyed that video that Andy did on the couch. It was so refreshing to see, because they're normally there with their slick graphics and business-like, but seeing him relaxed and casual on his couch, I thought that was great, that one.
Yeah, well, I liked it. And a few people said to me he was trying to catch a trend, but he's got a whole other channel where he does videos like that all the time, doesn't he? The Andy Miz.
Has he got a fitness channel as well?
Well, it's not really lost a lot of weight. It's not really a fitness channel. I don't even know what he does on it now, but he goes on walks and stuff, just ran. But it's not as if he's never made a video like that before, It was just the first one he'd done on his YouTube channel like it. Let's see if
it's good.
Colm is saying, I made a special walking video for Colm as a members only video, which Trig saw because I gave it to him. You loved that video, didn't you, Trig? My camera. You said it was like watching an earthquake, didn't you? Because my
that one
shaking so
yeah. With your iPhone 7 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Colm saying could you just have your captain on players that are playing Burnley over the next 4 game weeks? Well, Cole, my answer would be yes. I'm going to captain Fernandes next week against Burnley, but
Let's talk about that for a second, because do you think that's a good captain choice? I guess we're going to know more after the Fulham game, aren't we? But
yeah.
do you think Fernandes is captain material?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, he did. Even if he does nothing tomorrow, morning Shane is Mama Tama. Even if he does nothing tomorrow, we thought he did. He didn't do anything with the first 8 game weeks last season, and you brought him in, and then he ripped up for you, didn't he? When everyone was selling him. So I'm just going to go with a logical choice and pick him. Defensive contributions. He's on penalties. I don't. But just to say, I don't think we should just automatically captain Burnley as if they just beat Sunderland 2-0.
They're away from home, Man United, are they, or are they at home?
They are away.
They're away.
They're away.
Yeah, so maybe it won't be that easy as we think, maybe. Burnley looked pretty good today, and they had a good defensive record last season. Everyone was saying it was because of Trafford, didn't they? But did you see Trafford today? He was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking, wasn't he?
Well, can we, I think after today, sort of Leeds get thrashed. We saw Sunderland lose against Burnley. I think we target the promoted team still. I don't think there's anything outstanding about Burnley that makes
away from home. But at their home grounds, I mean, Leeds look good at home.
Away from home, yeah.
Sunderland looked good at home, and Burnley looked good at home, didn't they? So maybe they're going to be competitive when they're at home. You know, maybe Man United aren't going to win 5-0 when they go to Burnley.
No.
You know, it might be 2. They might only get 2 goals.
Well, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow, won't it? And see who the best. Where did Cunha and Burmo play against Arsenal?
Yeah, on the wings, I think, weren't they? I don't know. I didn't watch most of it. But the Man United striker's an option, I guess. But when I think Fernandes is the best pick, because you can play him in the surrounding matches, which are quite tough, aren't they? And he can get defensive contribution points, and so he probably is the best pick rather than going for one of these more upside ones, I guess.
No, isn't Salah's got a difficult fixture? I can't remember who he is now.
Next week?
Yeah, isn't he against Arsenal?
Oh, I've got them.
Arsenal.
I've got them
He's
here.
at home to Arsenal. So I'm not.
And that's another reason why. Another reason why we didn't go for Arsenal players, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, who else is there next week?
Newcastle have got Leeds.
Maybe.
Forest at home to West Ham. Forest at home to West Ham.
Yeah, well, if you've got Chris Wood or a Newcastle player, I mean, I would say.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you. Who would you captain? Chris Wood at home to West Ham, or Fernandes away at Burnley?
Fernandes?
You'd rather captain Fernandes at Burnley than Chris Wood at home to West Ham?
I'm thinking Andy should have left his Gordon captain to next weekend and away to Leeds. I don't know. It's tight, isn't it?
Again, I think next week we will find out how good Leeds are at home, won't we?
Yeah.
Because that would be a proper test.
Who would you go for?
I don't know. If I owned Chris Wood or
Fernandes,
I'd just pick the top of the poll.
You didn't do that this week.
No, I did. I went and saw Focal and Harry both had polls on their thing. Had like 2,000 answers.
And on the deadline stream?
Yeah. They get like 2,000 votes on them.
Okay.
And whereas the Scout poll has a lot less, doesn't it, these days? And Salah was convincingly top, 62% versus 38%. So that's why I went Salah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it would have changed in the last 10 minutes once people knew where Palmer was going to play, because that was what was putting everybody off Palmer. But I think that's another reason why we have to sell Palmer, probably, because he's only going to play on the right when what's his face on the right plays. You know, when James plays, then Palmer's not going to start on the right.
Let's do another quick poll. Palmer, keep.
Yeah, that's a good one to do. Keep or sell.
Keep or sell, yeah. Mike saying Watkins, keep or sell.
That's a tricky one, isn't it? I think the Watkins one, I think it depends if you want Haaland. I mean, if you had Watkins and Palmer, I'd be very tempted to get Haaland in and change Salah to a cheaper midfielder.
Evening, Andrew. FPL Nightmares. Yeah, we don't have Roberto or Steve-O. They both pulled out at the last minute, Andrew. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, so we've got...
Mr. Nightmare. Where's you been, Nightmare? Jesus. We've missed a lot of fun tonight. The chat's been buzzing. They're absolutely buzzing in the chat.
Me ripping Darius apart. Getting Liam back from last Saturday.
Chat all on drugs.
Shane is saying, maybe we already covered this, but what do you think of the Nuno and sofa? Do you know what that means?
The new what?
Nuno and sofa. They share a sofa. I don't know what he's talking about.
Is he going to Forest? Is he lined up for Forest? Is he? Postecoglou.
I've got no idea, mate. I've got no idea.
Imagine how, like, we've all got the Forest defenders in now with the style that they play. The whole team's set up to be defensive and feed Chris Wood, isn't it? If Postecoglou comes in, it'd be the exact opposite. It'd be like the players won't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, the ownership, the Forest fans should be striking if they're thinking about sacking their manager for Postecoglou. That would be ridiculous.
I mean, he's the complete opposite, isn't he?
Well, as we said earlier, he's the best manager since, who was their manager when they did really well in the 90s? Frank Clark, I think. I mean, I know he ended up getting sacked for getting them relegated.
You know who their best ever manager
I know,
was,
but I'm not going back to the 70s. Well, you could even argue he is the best since Clough. I mean...
Yeah, since Clough.
Yeah, he probably is. Right. I mean, it's a ridiculous situation.
I mean, we know how hard it is, don't we, to come up to the Premier League and actually just stay there. And they've achieved wonders, haven't they?
Yeah, and played like incredible. I mean, I don't know. We're probably setting ourselves up for a failure now. They'll probably like lose 3-0 to Palace.
No, but they were very unlucky not to get in the Champions League, I thought. You know, they were cruising at one stage to get into Champions League, weren't they? And then the wheels fell off because they were too tired or whatever, didn't have a big enough squad. But they were right up there, weren't they?
Yeah, Shane's saying he meant Saga, not Sofa. So I guess we're probably right on that. Nightmare's been out doing another walking video.
Oh, excellent. Don't tell the chat that. They will be going off to watch it.
No, knowing Andrew, he won't have it out probably for 5 days because he'll be editing it or something. But
I feel like I know that castle like it's down the end of my street. I've seen it that much.
Yeah. Have we got any other questions? I don't think we do. Trig, should we round up in a sec? If you've got any last-minute questions, put them in. And
you better put your questions in, else we're going. We've still got 114 now, so we're right up near the highest we've had on here. So people,
we had 180. We had 180 on there watching last week. I think
but that's the first week of the season.
I know.
That's special. That's special. That first weekend, isn't it?
And we had Darius and Roberto lording it over us, didn't we? So I'll do a bit of plug-in here while we wait to see if there are any more questions. Please do sign up for our mini league, which you can find in the description of the video live stream at the FPL PubCast. And this week on the FPL PubCast, Darius will be joining us so I can wind the hell out of him. And we're also being joined by FPL Lynn, who I met at Fest, and Trigger, the man formerly known as Trigger Lips, Trig Talks FPL, had wanted to get on the channel for a while. Can you tell us a bit about Lynn? Trig, I don't really know her apart from having a family chat with her at Fest. But she's our second guest.
She's been quite prominent on Twitter, hasn't she, for probably quite a long time, like 5 or 10 years, probably by now. I remember first time I noticed her, she had these pictures of her dogs on videos of her dogs, these huskies in Norway, and it seemed kind of very exotic, like a different world.
Yeah, it sounds sweet, isn't it?
And the Arctic Circle with all these huskies and everything.
Roberta said she's a bloody good FPL manager. Apparently she's like, was she 3,000 in the world at the end of the first game?
Well, she got 100, over 100 in game week 1, didn't she?
That's what I've heard. I don't know. Also, she's in a team. I'm not going to go into that. We're in a weird mini league of different teams, and she's playing against my team this week. I'm hoping we can beat her. You know that strikers, losers, weepers league thing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a team, and they benched me on last bench. And she's in the team playing against us as the sole striker. To be honest, even if we do beat them, I can take no personal pleasure in it because I'm on the bloody bench anyway. But anyway,
she's a Liverpool supporter. So if Liverpool do well this week, she's probably going to be lording it over us again, isn't she?
Probably. Well, I can almost guarantee the way our game weeks are going, and Darius in particular, bottom of the.
We're having a good game week, podcast. Gary. I don't know why you think we're having a bad game week.
Well, actually, to be fair, the bottom when I checked was FPL Nightmare. He's even doing worse than Darius so far. I do believe the league's elect to update, but.
I mean, we've done pretty well. The Haaland teams have done rubbish.
Yeah.
The Saka and teams haven't done well, have they really? Unless they've got Saka and Hockey Hayes or whatever his name is.
You probably wouldn't have both, would you?
You still got 7 players left, so you're only a third of the way through your game week yet.
Yeah.
And Captain Fantastic's still to go.
Yeah, that's true. Claire's saying Lynn famously likes banana and pizza, apparently.
She loved banana pizzas, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the we won't go into that. Psycho is saying what wine he's been drinking wine during the stream. What have you guys had? I've had a couple of Carlsbergs and a Budweiser. Trig, I don't think we're getting any more questions, mate. I've
been drinking coffee.
Yeah.
And Nightmare says he's ashamed. Or he should be feeling ashamed with the way his team's performed.
And
absolutely shocking.
And he's Captain Gordon, and he's Captain. I don't know. Actually. He'll be having to go at me for calling him out. I called you out, and
I think he's Captain. I think he's Captain Gordon, so he's got an excuse to be all melancholic on his next video.
But I just think he wants to be bottom of his league, so his own league, so he can go. Oh, poor me. I did say, Andrew, your last video was my favourite one you've ever done. But I did say he wants to say, I'm bottom of the league, but I'm going to believe in the gods and I'm going to make my way out of it. I also tried to do an impression of a Newcastle accent, Andrew, which sounded Irish rather than North. Jake, let's get out of here, mate. Do you want to tell people?
Let's go.
So do join us on Wednesday at me, Trig, Darius and Lynn. For the FPL PubCast. We'll be back, Trig, won't we, at 8 o'clock next Saturday for the lock-in. Tell us where you can find us, Trig, before we head off.
Trig Talks FPL, where I put out a great video yesterday on what to do with Palmer. And it's flying off the shelves. Absolutely flying off the shelves, peeps. They're all watching it.
There was one thing I did.
Have a look at that.
I forgot to say the result of the poll, Trig.
Oh, yeah.
73% sell Palmer.
And, yeah, very good. And another thing, go to my channel and subscribe because I'm about 30. This is what Gary always does. I'm about 30 off 2,000. So go and get it done, peeps. You know, I don't. It's like the last mile of a marathon. It sort of seems very hard trying to get across that finish line. So I go over there, get me across the finish line, and all that sort of bollocks. And talk to you all on Wednesday.
Yep, do that, and do subscribe here, and please like the video, and we will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye all.